Well, that sucks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm not supposed to be happy.
Ooh, welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined by Sean Paz on this terrible Tuesday.
Yeah.
After it's been announced officially that Kyler Murray has torn his ACL. Sean, what's going to happen?
I mean, I know that the Cardinals guys talked about this. I feel like this extends the shelf life of all the Kimes and Cliffs of the world.
It's so expensive to fire a coach right now, especially Cliff. But
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know that they were going to get fired anyways. But if they were, I don't think you can fire them. It's going to be harder to fire them now. But I mean, it's as far as this season concerns, who cares? Like, it's not like they're going to do anything anyway. They're not going to make the playoffs. But yeah, it's just that I think you have to look at your franchise now, because Kyler probably won't be here until some point late next year if he plays next year.
Yep.
Like, so now you're in a very different situation than you thought you were going to be at the beginning of the season. It is going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. And this honestly has big ramifications just on the NFC West. Like, no one knows who their quarterback is going to be next year.
No, literally
not a team.
Let's go through the situation. Geno Smith obviously playing out of his mind,
and he's probably the most likely to still be the starter next year.
Yeah, and you don't really know. They're going to have probably the number 2, number 3, number 4 pick, and then if they keep losing, they might have a top 12, 15 pick with their own pick, and then so you might draft the quarterback there. He's going to get offers. He's going to get paid somewhere, if not Seattle. The Niners, obviously, Trey Lance and Jimmy G, both ankles, both pretty bad injuries. Brock Purdy playing well.
And Jimmy G is not under contract next year, isn't he?
No.
It's 1 year this year.
And I would assume they stay with Trey Lance, just try to stick through it.
I mean, at this point, it seems like anybody can play quarterback.
Yeah.
So.
And then, you talk about the Rams, the Baker Mayfield experience is starting. Matt Stafford might be close to retiring, but maybe not.
Yeah, it's crazy because if someone told me before this season that the only people you're pretty sure after this year, your starting quarterbacks in the conference are going to be, or in the division, are going to be Baker Mayfield and Geno Smith, and then everything else is up in the air, I would be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
That's where I guess that's where we're at now.
Yeah. Very strange. This doesn't really affect the betting landscape this year because I think the Niners are clear favorites to win this division. Seattle might sneak in a wild card spot, but
it doesn't on a week-to-week basis. I don't know who the Cardinals have next week. The Broncos. Yeah, that changes things because Broncos. I feel pretty confident that I would have felt pretty confident in the Cardinals against the Broncos with Kyler as quarterback. I do not feel that way with Colt.
Yeah, that'll be an absolute.
And then Buccaneers the week after that. So on a week-to-week basis, I think this really alters kind of what the lines are going to look like for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals were the line already moved. I think they were favored in the game against the Broncos.
And then we get to end the season with Colt McCoy versus Brock Purdy. And it's not because the teams are sitting their starters for the playoffs.
Yep. And then the Seahawks get to end the season again with Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield. Just absolutely wild.
Chaos.
Lots to talk about in terms of the NFL, but also lots to talk about around the betting landscape right now. Longwood and St. Francis Brooklyn have just tipped
off. Take St. Francis Brooklyn +7.
Right now, you can get the line on the DraftKings Sportsbook app live throughout all the games. And if that's not your shtick, I don't blame you.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. But if it is, I don't blame you either, because the DraftKings Sportsbook app has some great things to offer all the time, whether it be same game parlays, player props, first touchdown scores, anything you like, over unders. And if you want to know the over under for that game, it's 135. I'd take the under. It's too early for scoring baskets. But yeah, download DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use that promo code PHNX. And when you use that promo code PHNX, new customers can bet just $5 on any NBA team's money line. Get $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what, on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply, though. See those show notes for more details.
What do we do? Why is there a basketball game at 2 p.m. Eastern time on a Tuesday?
There was
do they not have class?
There was a lot at the start of the year. And I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool. I mean, oh wait, their semester might be over. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
There's a lot at the beginning of the year. Pretty loaded slate today. When you look away from the NFL, there's always a loaded slate around this time of year. But now that we don't have to talk about the NFL, let's look at the NBA. You got a favorite game in the NBA tonight?
It's
Sean?
Lakers Celtics. I mean, anytime that these two
Celtics
teams
might lose 3 straight.
the NBA is amazing.
It's so
parity.
awful to bet on.
Yeah,
It's
well,
the
from a
worst.
betting perspective, yeah, but just as a fan,
The Clippers last night, they just decided to play basketball again. They were healthy.
I
Kawhi Leonard
will
went 7 for 11.
literally never bet against the Los Angeles Clippers ever. Never have, never will. It will never happen. That team's just a bunch of dogs, and sometimes they just show up. Sometimes they also sit everybody.
Just never bet on any game they're in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I will. Well, yeah, fair. But no, sometimes I like betting on them because if everyone's healthy, they can surprise people. But yeah, Celtics Lakers. I mean, anytime you get that matchup, it's fun, especially considering where the Celtics are. Best team in the NBA, but struggling the last couple of games. Lakers, one of the worst teams in the NBA, but have been good recently. So it's, I think, an interesting dynamic, and it's also the best rivalry in the sport. So
I see a pretty fun line right now. It's Kings at 6.
Yeah, I was just looking at that as
Kings
well.
are 5-point dogs.
I don't hate it.
I like the Kings.
I don't hate it.
I like the Kings.
Jazz Pelicans is a really good game too. There's some pretty good games tonight. Honestly, everything except for the Suns Rockets is like a really good game tonight.
Yeah. Suns Rockets also might be close because the Suns are
kind of suck right now.
playing really well. The Warriors Bucks 4-point spread. Bucks at home. That'll be a good game. I like the over in that game at 233.5. There's going to be a lot of points. So yeah, you can get those lines on the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Player prop wise, let's look at the Suns and the Rockets. Right now, Bridges over under for points is 17.5, which I like. DA's is 20.5. I like the under on that.
You like the under on that?
Yeah, I know no book, but
yeah,
that's a lot of points for him.
Gonna disagree with you. I mean, I think this is, if they're gonna win this game, I think DeAndre scores 20 points as the best player on the court.
Yeah,
I like the over personally.
You like the over?
I like the over on 20.5 personally.
Okay. All right.
I like Chris Paul. Oh no, that's rebounds. I was about to say, I was like 3.5 assists. Jeez. I honestly like 10.5 assists for him too, though. I think he's just going to be feeding DA in the post a lot. I think the Suns roll tonight. This is one of the worst teams in basketball, if not the worst team in basketball. And the Suns need to get right. I feel like this is a recipe for disaster for the Rockets.
How about this game in the NCAA? Memphis at Alabama.
I was looking at that one as well.
Bama's 7.5-point favorites. I love them in that spot. Bama playing like one of the best teams in college basketball right now. Memphis, obviously, always a dog. This game should be a lot of fun. The over-under is 152. I like the over in that game. But yeah, Bama is just such a wagon right now. I mean, we see them compete with the best. They just beat who'd they just beat? They just beat somebody really good. Also, Arkansas and Oklahoma had a close game for most of that game over the weekend. Oklahoma has got a couple dudes. They're a good team.
I feel like Oklahoma always got a couple dudes. Like, you think of it, like, obviously Blake Griffin, Buddy Hield, Trey Young. Like, they just kind of always have one or two dudes. A lot of
Alabama just down number 1 Houston.
Oh, yeah, right. A lot of not good, but I think big lines in the Pac-12. Arizona versus A&M Corpus Christi, 25.5-point favorites. Arizona, Utah versus UTSA, 22.5-point favorites for Utah. UCLA and Maryland, though, it's pick 'em basically.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, that is tomorrow. Yeah, still going to be a good game.
Cal Poly and Washington.
Yeah.
Washington 12-point favorites.
I take Washington. I don't like out of conference teams playing against his own.
I forgot to go over our picks from yesterday.
Oh shit! Yeah, do that.
Duh. Weird game last night. Let's see how Johnny did first. Johnny picks. Johnny took the Patriots -2 that hit and the under, which hit as well. Johnny 2 for 2 on his picks.
But he convinced me to live bet the under at 40, at 39.5.
And then the game finished at 40.
Me and Totri were like, we're gonna ride with Johnny. And then come to find out, Totri's a goddamn snake, and he teased it to 40.5, and he hit. Johnny and I were losers, but that's my fault for taking Johnny's betting advice.
Yeah. Look at his props as well. How'd he do? Hunter Henry did not get in the end zone. He hit his Kyler Murray over 237.5 passing yards.
Under.
Did I say over?
Yeah,
under, obviously. That hit pretty easily. And let's see if
Hollywood Brown 5.5. I feel like he hit that. He did not. Totri, our stats guy,
1 for 3 on his props, so a nice 3 for 5 day for Mr. Venerable. I went 1 for 2 on my picks and 1 for 2 on my props as well, because Kyler Murray over rushing yards or over Rousseau yards got paid back to me on the
Dominican
DraftKings Sportsbook app because we love the DraftKings Sportsbook app. James Conner did not score a first touchdown, but I believe James Conner got that rushing attempts over. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You can get good lines like that. Sean, any other games that stick out to you? In any
from the
sport
college?
today?
Oh, any sport? I'm looking at some. We got hockey tonight.
Yeah, Coyotes and Sharks.
Right. I forgot that I work tonight. I'll take the Coyotes. They've kind of been rolling. Beat
Sharks
the Bruins.
Are bad.
The Sharks are really
they're
bad.
favorites against the Flyers for the first time I think it's this year.
Yeah, the Flyers are not a very good team. They've been struggling, but yeah, the Oats are kind of rolling, and this is a bad team. I think this would be 3 straight, if I'm not mistaken. So I like them, especially if Karel Vejmelka's playing. He's been playing like honestly like one of the best goalies in hockey. It's kind of been ridiculous. So that one's interesting. Bruins Islanders, I think, is a good one. Bruins are like the best team in hockey, so I expect them to roll. Maple Leafs are playing the worst team in hockey, the Anaheim Ducks. So I like the Maple Leafs puck line -1.5. Kraken +165 money line against the Lightning is pretty interesting. The Kraken are playing very good hockey, which is, if you're not paying a whole lot of attention, might be a little bit surprised considering this is their second year in existence. And they were really bad last year, but they've been playing really, really good hockey recently. So I would not hate that +165 there. And also your Buffalo Sabres. I pick them against the Kings. Sabres are a wagon. Take the Sabres. -110.
Lawson Krause, anytime goal, +270.
Tage Thompson, anytime goal scorer. It might be plus or minus money at this point. Tage Thompson, anytime goal scorer, +105. Hammer it. I'm off as a machine.
Even money, guys. Been a pleasure as always. We got to go golfing.
Yeah,
we're looking bad.
We are looking bad. I forgot.
Bad
we're darked out.
Yeah,
the bad birdie
for sure.
Baddies.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. If you can follow Sean on Twitter at Sean_DePaulis. Follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. We're here every Monday through Friday at noon on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow PHNX_sports across all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll be back tomorrow. But until then, peace, love, and the Sabres are a wagon.
Pulling the wagon. That's what I'm doing. Pulling the wagon.